of your tweets on air. I want to tell you my view, Sanjay and Syed, on why you and Rashadi and Tausif Ahmed Khan and Zeba Yasmin and maybe many others are so perturbed. They are perturbed because, you know, rioters have always hid behind the anonymity of numbers. In 1984, Congress leaders carried out riots in Delhi in an organized way. And they hid behind the anonymity of numbers. And the problem with our criminal justice system, Sanjay, has been that there is a phrase called unidentified people. So you see any act of rioting, violence, looting, burning a police station, etc. is carried out by unidentified people. Now the Yogi government says these are not unidentified people, these are identified, and if not identified, then identifiable people.
Very true.
And I'm going to bulldoze their homes, I'm going to take the money from them for the violence they have caused, and suddenly, therefore, there is no incentive of a riot. You see, Sanjay, suddenly these people who thought of prime ministers here, let's just riot 1 hour before the prime minister's visit. Let's just riot, be quiet. Let's just riot a few 100 meters of the prime minister's visit site. Let's just do it. Let's make it a habit. Yogi is dealing with an iron hand and saying, absolutely not. And I think the whole country would support Yogi's action. And you should too, Syed. But I want Sanjay to come in right now. We will not have the concept of unidentified rioters in this country anymore. Each one of them will be named, shamed and punished. Sanjay.
Yes, it is part of the investigation process that you identify people and then you try everything to catch them, including putting their pictures wherever you can. And I just want to point out that you asked right in the beginning, what is the idea? The idea is to overawe the government, to overawe the majority, and ultimately carry out their project of converting this entire subcontinent into what they call Darul Islam. And this has been the pattern, not since a few years. This has been the pattern for over a century. So, in fact, I wrote in my book, quoting the tragic story of partition, that this rioting, street rioting, is a set template and a part of a strategy. And this strategy begins with what is called acrimony, then it goes on to accusations, then it goes on to complaints, then demands, and unreasonable demands, of course, and then it goes to denunciations, and finally it culminates into street rioting. And now if the street riotings, they're able to overhaul the government, achieve their objective, then they go all triumphalist. And if they do not achieve this, then they play victim. This has been the pattern right since the early days of Khilafat, even before that. That's the pattern, and that's
so much now. No,
every of course.
No, I just want to
more knowledgeable than you. I have written a book on it. What have you written? I have written a whole book on it.
You might have written a book.
Don't try and disrupt me. I have written a book. Read it. If you can read, you can't read anything. Beyond a few words here and there.
Your actions are against one particular community.
You're talking absolute nonsense. You're talking balderdash. You're talking rubbish.
Is of one community. Your bulldozing is of one community. You need to accept the fact. You need to accept the fact. The stone pelting has happened from both the sides. You need to accept the fact. You need to accept the fact.
And I'm telling you, this has
you might have written a book, but you are absolutely illiterate about the subject. You are absolutely biased. You are absolutely biased on the action. You are absolutely biased on the action. You are bulldozing. Why are you talking about Pakistan? Talk about India. You don't have the guts to talk about India.
Now, here's a question. Here's a question. Since you're not being reasonable,